I have very carefully listened to all the 23 honorable members, and then I shall try to respond to whichever the exclusive points made. At the outset, I would like to submit whatever be the observations. Nobody can deny that in the last 2 years, under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, there has been a special focus on Northeast. And it is not because I am a member of the ministry saying so. It is being said all across the cross-sections of society as well as in the media in the Northeast. The Prime Minister has made more than half a dozen visits. He has, in the first 6 months, he was there inaugurating the first ever rail line which Honorable Kharge ji had constructed but left the button to us. But nevertheless, we didn't lose any time to press the button. Yes. So, but we are very, very quick to seize the opportunity. And the other issues of connectivity and organic farming have come, which have been high on the priority of the government. There has been repeated reference to Northeast sought to be brought closer to the rest of the country, and an expression often used is mainland India and mainstream India. Yes, somebody has used mainland also. I'll just point out. I have taken down notes. You said mainstream, somebody else said mainly. But ever since I have been in this ministry for the last 1.5 years or so and tried to study as much I could learn about it, I think this expression itself is a misnomer. Every part of India is a part of mainstream India. And as long as we call it Northeast and mainstream India, we are by implication accepting, knowingly or unknowingly, that this is something different from India. So we have to come out of this mindset. I agree with the honorable members that there is a problem of mindset also. In the first few weeks that I took over this ministry, the first thing that occurred to my mind is that if India is known as a country of unity in diversity, here you had the best example of diversity within diversity. As was being pointed out by the honorable member, you have 200 tribes, 200 languages, 200 dances, and yet they live in an atmosphere of mutual coexistence, which is something remarkable, which the rest of the India should learn. And in fact, the rest of India has much to learn. The literacy rate, as was being pointed out, is much higher in some of these states compared to other states. For example, very few of us may be aware that a small state like Mizoram with a population of just 7 lakh has a literacy rate of 92-93%. So also Manipur, which is I think next only to Kerala, which has a tradition of a high literacy rate right from the British Raj, and Mizoram was born only in 1980s. Similarly, we have growth rate which is higher than many other states. Sikkim, for example, 2-digit. We are yet to achieve at the national level. So Northeast, I think first of all, we must send out this message and clear our mindset, is contributing hugely to the literacy and the growth of the country. It is just as was being rightly pointed out by members across both sides, how best to use of its potentials. One more thing which I would not be modest in taking credit is that when I got into this ministry, I realized that very few people were actually aware that there was something called Ministry of Donor, even in Northeast. So I started an experiment which has proved to be quite successful. We started holding camp secretariat offices in each of the state by rotation. For example, we began with Manipur, then Tripura, then Mizoram. So every month, the officers of the donor ministry are setting up a camp secretariat in one or the other state, and I thought the most befitting name to give it would be Donor at Doorstep, so that a message goes out that for the redressal of each grievance, a citizen from Northeast need not necessarily travel to Delhi. Delhi can also travel to Doorstep. Donor can also travel to Doorstep. Because this is the pattern which was being followed even the larger provinces, as Professor Gautaroy knows better. When we had the undivided Bengal, we had central provinces, we had undivided Punjab with capital in Lahore, and they would go to Simla, or undivided Bombay, he's rightly pointing out. So I thought, so this is one new initiative that has been taken, because I am pointedly referring to these, so that the impression should go out that we have been very passionately following the subject. 8 union ministers are visiting Northeast now every 15 days. So, under the directions of the Honorable Prime Minister, this roster was made beginning from January last year. So, you have one minister each in each of these states. It offers them an opportunity to have an assessment of their ministerial work. It also gives them a ground reality experience and also offers an opportunity to meet the representatives there. And all the ministers sitting over here have been repeatedly visiting even recently. There has been reference to running IDNLU. We actually celebrated the centenary last year, and somebody referred to Mary Kom, who is already there in the upper house. One thing I would just like to humbly clear, and Kharge Sahab is more experienced, he can also educate us. Ovasi Sahab has gone out. Whether this ministry is implementing ministry or coordinating ministry, he said. I would come to his points, but see, basically the development of Northeast Region Ministry was constituted primarily with the object of development, be it in the form of NLCPR projects, be it in the form of roads, bridges, but nevertheless, we are also trying to coordinate with other ministries, which was not happening in an institutionalized manner. In the last 1 year, we have constituted interministerial committees, for example, with the Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Aviation, so that we can have regular meeting at joint secretary level, because many things. So we are also acting as a liaison ministry, because what happens is, we are ministry for development of Northeast region. Somehow the impression goes that it is ministry for Northeast, but we are proud of that.
Please 1 minute. Honorable members, it is 6 o'clock. The time of the House may be extended till this demand is disposed of. I think the House agrees. Thank you.
So, but we are proud to be known like that we take upon ourselves the responsibility of coordinating, liaisoning. In fact, Honorable Member was referring to Manipur. I was there in Manipur 4 times in 1 month. Once during floods, other time when there was a violence incident, 3rd time there was earthquake, 4th time was Naga appreciation. So we have tried to go beyond the mandate. Sometimes it is not understood easily. When a minister from the state government comes, he says, donate, give us more money. So I tell them humorously, it is donate, not donor. Not that we are sitting there just to donate. But what I am trying to say is that we are certainly going beyond. There was a reference to certain insurgency problems, certain law and order issues. I shall not go in detail into that, because actually that pertains to Ministry of Home Affairs, but I certainly believe that peace and development have a reciprocal relationship. If peace doesn't exist, development doesn't move out in the expected ways. If the development doesn't take place, it leads to unrest and disturbance of peace. And therefore, all of us have to work in tandem. As far as the Act East policy was concerned, it's not strictly within the mandate of donor, but yes, I personally believe that if you have to actually, and if the Ministry of External Affairs also has to effectively act beyond the borders, we will first have to act proximal to the borders. For example, a small instance, if you have to do trade with Myanmar, you have to sell goods produced in the northeastern states. You cannot carry groundnuts or rajmash from another state and sell it with Myanmar. So it has to grow in order to facilitate even the Act East policy. The youth culture has been told. I'll go sometimes. Before I go to the Pontit references, as I was saying, we have gone beyond the mandate only in the last 6 months, realizing that the incidence of cancer and the prevalence of cancer in the northeastern states was higher than most of the other states of the country. Now, this was not the responsibility of the donor ministry or the donor minister, but, out of my passion to try to prove my worth, I studied that, and we engaged in a kind of an understanding with Adyar Cancer Institute in Chennai, which is the oldest cancer institute of India. And beginning from January this year, they have agreed to train our doctors in cancer surgery and cancer medicine for 6 months, short-term training. All the liability would be borne partly by the donor ministry and partly by the Adyar Cancer Institute. The state governments will only have to give us leave, and that training has already started. Meanwhile, since I had the advantage of Professor Saugata Rai said right hand, left hand, but I had the advantage of also looking after atomic energy. There I learned, which was not known widely, that under atomic energy, sir, we have a deemed institute called Bhabha National Institute. And at the same time, in Northeast, we have Barua Cancer Institute. So I thought, why not we could try and start some degree courses in cancer itself, in the Barua Cancer Institute. And that is being processed. The team is right now there, because through this Bhabha Atomic National Institute, we use the services of the Barua Cancer Institute in Guwahati. So Bhabha National Institute is a deemed university. It was known only in the atomic energy department, but we operate through Tata Memorial Cancer Center. So we are trying to do that also. Sports university was being referred to, the requirement of it. A sports university was one of the first announcements made by the present government, by the Honorable Prime Minister himself, at none other than Manipur. There has been issue of land transfer. Repeatedly, our teams are going, we are also trying to approach the sports ministry, because they have to now, we are not directly going to do it, somebody has to do it for us. So sports ministry is being repeatedly, they are facing some problems of land issues. And AIIMS, as was said, is coming up. And then again, for the first time in 10 years, we have a huge, beautiful complex of Northeast Council in Shillong, the capital of Undivided. For the first time, a meeting of Northeast Council was conducted there and a minister visited there. So I don't know whether I deserve credit for that, but it was done, and it was possible because I personally approached all the honorable chief ministers, all the honorable governors. The time from Northeast point of view was a little odd. It was January 2nd, 3rd, soon in the hangover of the New Year, but they obliged. So we are actually proceeding very seriously. Now coming specifically, Mr. Menia referred to topography, strategy points. Yes, these are issues. We are aware of it, very rightly pointed out. It is not often understood that, for example, the same budget which would be required to construct 10 kilometers of road in Delhi would construct only 4 or 5 kilometers. And then you have insurgency problems also. But that itself is a challenge that all of us have to together meet. Budget allocation, not enough, pointed out by sir. I agree. We approached the finance ministry this year. There has been a hike to an extent from actually the 55 non-exempted ministries, they contribute 10%. Now, the catch here is, as Professor Saugata Rai and others were also pointing out, this doesn't go directly into the donor kitty. If a given ministry has not allocated up to 10%, the remaining amount is earmarked for Northeast, and that remains with the finance ministry. Then the papers have to be processed from the respective state and the money is released. That way, if you take, we have right now about 3,000 crore, which is,
Finance department.
yes, the finance one.
Yeah, they don't release.
No, yes.
Their grievances is that our money is with.
You're right.
Every time we.
No, as Prabhatji was saying, that can be looked into. He was already referring to
We
that.
have to pursue with them, and whenever they like, they release. Otherwise,
So
they will say that
when this rule was,
you say, because of 10% you can't hold up 90%.
yes.
Right.
So,
That we can take.
yes, no, that's well taken. So we have 33,000 right now, which includes 2,400 crore, which is of the donor ministry per se as such. Last year it was 20,000 crore. We requested the Honorable Finance Minister, and they made an increase in this. In addition, we have the railway budget of 5,380, and NEC budget was 7,000 crore. Last year, we approached the Finance Ministry. As you were rightly pointing out, for 8 states, we don't have even 100 crore. They have made it almost 800 crore. We have made it 7,900 crore. Certainly, they have responded positively to our request. Now, the issue of DPRs was also very nicely pointed out by Mr. Menia. What are the causes? Yes, that is the cause of the delay also. And rightly, if the DPR, because I think in the spirit of cooperative federalism, we are asking the states to send. Either the donor gets the mandate to decide, then it will not be in that spirit. Then the states will object. So now what is happening is, the states set the DPR, which gets delayed. By the time the process starts, the money gets stuck up. And by the time the work starts, the actual cost goes up. Then the problem comes of the UCs, or the utilization certificate. After the release of the first installment, the UC is expected for release of subsequent installment. Many of the state governments do not find it necessary to send the UC. They are contented with the first installment, meanwhile they ask for the second project. So now at my own level, in whatever was my jurisdiction, we have tried to make 2 amendments, but with the consensus of the House and other things, we can further improve upon it. One is that we would ask the state governments to prepare the DPR and directly discuss it with the concerned ministry. For example, if it is a Marth ministry, let them sort it out with them, so that we don't come in between. We'll be there for funding and monitoring, so that they are held answerable for the delay. So we are working on that, because that was in the purview of donor ministry, so I could do that. Second, as far as UC is concerned, since I was also looking after space, it occurred to my mind that we could use the satellite imaging, because sometimes the complaint came that a UC was also fabricated. ठीक है, वो बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे। कभी ऐसा शिकायत आया कि साहब वो जो सड़क का फोटो तो कोई और था। So we thought Space Department has the satellite imaging provision now, which can directly longitude, latitude, exact space, exact time when the photo was taken. And we also have an institute of space in Shillong called NISAC, Northeast Space, which was also not being fully utilized. We have sought their services. It is being coordinated by the NDC. As far as the ASFA and ILP, I will not take the risk of getting into that. The controversial issues related to the Ministry of Home Affairs, I would rather say that I am not qualified to answer about ASFA. This is best left to the security agencies and the Ministry of Home Affairs. Vijayaji said that officers, because I am only taking exclusive points, officers take it as a punishment going to Northeast. So we have tried to bring in some facilitatory provisions. For example, an officer who is there in the Northeast will have some residential accommodation in Delhi, and he might feel tempted. Particularly an officer with his children at 10th class, 10, 12 level will feel tempted to, have his family here and join coaching centers, etc. So we are working on that. Another initiative which we have taken exclusively with respect to unemployment, which has been repeatedly pointed out even by Vijayaji. See, the point is that we have Startup India, Stand Up India, an ambitious program launched by the Prime Minister. Now, notwithstanding all the other provisions which exist in that program, the Finance Minister is also here. You have the exit period of 3 months. You have the tax-free. From donor side, we thought we could also contribute something. So we have contemplated floating a venture fund for those of the youth who decide to start an entrepreneurship or a startup in Northeast. And I agree that the potentials are so vast that you don't need to go anywhere else. And if the potentials are fully exploited, and if we succeed in this venture, we would have all the youths from all over the country making a beeline for Northeast, and Northeast will become the favorite destination for the future entrepreneurs. New industrial policy has been referred. This new industrial policy, the Northeast industrial policy falls under the Ministry of Commerce. There was some thought of giving away with it, then of transferring with it to the donor ministry. As of now, they have agreed to carry on for the next 1 year, and then they will take over. There has been reference to connectivity, which is a huge issue, but in the last 1.5 years, we have given an impetus to a number of airports. Not only the connectivity of the Northeast with the rest of the country, connectivity within Northeast is worse. So more than interconnectivity, the issue is intra-connectivity. From Guwahati, it is easier to travel to Kolkata, to Bengaluru, to Jaipur, to New Delhi. You have direct flights, but you can't travel to Shillong. So that is issue, so that has also been picked up, which was not pointed out earlier.
Only by telecom.
Yes, only by helicopter. So I placed this suggestion before the Aviation Ministry and also some of these helicopter running firms, that if Guwahati could be cultivated as a hub, and from there we could have a civil commercial chopper service, as long as we are not able to bring up the airports. Meanwhile, airport at Sikkim had been held up for a long time, and we have been given to understand that by 2017 it will become operational. Shillong is another place. Itanagar airport got stuck up because of the land issues. The Chief Minister was not convinced with the land which had been selected. So what I am trying to say is that there are a number of issues, and I don't wish to get into that, which are beyond our control, because we have to carry all the 8 states and the 8 dispensations with us. But we, as I said, we act as a liaison also. Tathakat Satpati ji has gone out of the house. I think somebody will tell him that in his enthusiasm to guard us against saying Bharat Mata ki Jai, he said it almost 6 times. Each time he will say it. Now somebody would jump in Bharat Mata ki Jai. So it was nobody from this side saying. Nevertheless, his suggestions are well taken. As he mentioned about the cultural integration of Northeast, we have already started interacting with the youth from time to time. We are already celebrating their festivals in Delhi and in different places. Now, the donor headquarter is in Delhi, but the NEC is in, yes. Now, as far as the education is concerned, in Guwahati University, the donor ministry has taken a decision to fund the Brahmaputra Study Center. The Vice Chancellor is quite enthusiastic about the issue. The Honorable Chief Minister and the government was having certain reservations. I hope the Honorable members from Assam will pursue it. We will have an exclusive center which will be funded by us. I'm not going to talk about the Arunachal border with China because that goes beyond my purview. About the towers, the Telecom Ministry has informed us that rupees 5,336 crore has been earmarked this year. So I think we have a reason to wait and see the results. Raman Deka ji certainly said there is more to do, and he also mentioned certain micro projects. Yes, Northeast Council has the jurisdiction, and the Secretary Northeast Council has the jurisdiction to process projects, fund projects up to 15,000 crore. Beyond that, it is donor ministry. But overall, the money kit is lesser, which I humbly admit. So the problem comes there. Otherwise, it's a good idea, we could do that. Professor Saugata Roy also referred to the insufficiency of funds, and Tripura being the gateway. You will be glad to know that very soon we are going to have a train to Bangladesh via Tripura, and road also. So from Tripura, yes, already it's been finalized. And the road, once you have from Agartala, you will be in Bangladesh just in about 1.5 hours or so. So that has been also facilitated by this Indo-Bangla exchange of conclaves, which had been waiting for 40 years. And riverways is another, Professor Saugata, I will like to share with you. We have actively pursued with the Ministry of North the riverways, the waterways. So there are about 17 waterways which have been planned for Northeast. So we can start from Brahmaputra top going on to Bay of Bengal. The advantage will be twofold. A, it will provide an alternative method of transport when the roads are blocked due to rains or where there is no air connectivity. B, the cost is almost 1/4 compared to your fuel cost by train or by road. Tasha ji has rightly mentioned 210 ministers visited, but I would clarify that happened only up to October. Since then another 200 might have visited. So he has also said that there should be a probe to find out ke paisa kahan gaya. I wish it was beyond my control to do that probe. But certainly all of us should hold ourselves accountability. Shri Jitendra Chaudhary ji referred to rubber growth. This government has set out a different scheme for rubber. As far as bamboo is concerned, we recently had a conference, 3 days conclave, international conclave, to explore the possibilities of bamboo utility. Yes, yes, everything. Exactly, certainly. I agree. Yes, in various spheres you can use bamboo. This conclave was held ironically not in Northeast but in Indore. The reason being that government came forward to host it, and it was explained that Madhya Pradesh has a huge bamboo forest also. But certainly we will like the northeast states, rather I would like each of the northeast state to be known by its own unique identity. Instead of calling it northeast state, why not we call it a bamboo state? We call Mizoram as a bamboo state, we can call Manipur as a bamboo state, so we don't call Punjab as a North Indian state, we don't call Tamil Nadu as a South Indian state. So I think that will also help us improve our way of looking at it. We will have an identity for each of the, but certainly we are looking into it. The Dr. Rajesh ji rightly pointed out there is a huge medical exodus of the patients, mostly going to Vellore. Some way that CMC Vellore has gained quite a popularity. So there are a number of institutes on the way also, but somehow it has become known among patients. And the 3 medical colleges have already been announced, as he mentioned, the honorable member, Mr. Tasha. And at the same time, there were demands from Nagaland, for example, that there is no medical college, and from also the Meghalaya Chief Minister. So I said, if we wait for the government to give us a medical college, it might take long. Nowadays we have this trend of PPP. So at my own level, I engage myself in discussion with some of the corporate sectors. I am now arranging their meetings. So the arrangement would be that they would give the land and some kind of setup would be established by these corporate hospitals. Dr. R.K. Sarma ji has left. He pointed out, R.P. Sarma ji, अपने तेजपुर वाले, वो connectivity के बारे में बोले, तो I have to compliment him. Today he set an example by coming on a horseback to the parliament. Karia साहब को नहीं पता. So,
नहीं ऑड इवन का चक्कर है ना, दिल्ली में आपने करना,
इन्होंने नहीं किया था. चलिए, विंसेंट पाला साहब ने कहा स्पेशल स्टेटस का, स्पेशल स्टेटस फॉर द टाइम बीइंग दे हैव कंटिन्यूड, they have yet to take a last decision. Meanwhile, the problem is that demands have started coming from the more developed states, that they should also be clear. So I don't know what will be the final call that the government will take. अजमल साहब ने चले गए तो बहुत अच्छी बात की about the education institutions and universities. He would have been happy to know that IIT Guwahati has been rated among the first 10 engineering institutes of the country. One more issue which we will like to bring also to the notice of HRD and the other concern is that it is not per se the quantitative part of the education institutes. We have a number of institutions, even for example in Assam we have nearly 15 or more universities. The point is that we have to now shift our focus to quality education, because the entire milieu has shifted. Now young boys and girls, they go for these corporate jobs, placement jobs, and they are not given placement if their profile is not impressive enough to convince the employer. Yes. So earlier on the only employer was government, so things were going on. So I put this.
IIM शिलोंग से याद आया चेयरमैन साहब कि
APJ अब्दुल कलाम साहब ने वहां लास्ट भाषण डिलीवर किया था IIM शिलोंग में. तो क्या हम IIM शिलोंग का नाम APJ अब्दुल कलाम के नाम से रख सकते हैं क्या? ये बहुत अच्छा सुझाव हो सकता है, होना चाहिए. ये आज का
सकते क्यों नहीं रख सकते?
ऐसा अगर मंत्री जी कुछ घोषणा करेंगे तो बेटर रह सकता है. थैंक यू.
So I have put this view. देखिए, what we have to ask ourselves is that even if you have so many engineering colleges, ये तो बात actually क्या है कि we are looking at education system from the mindset of 1947, when the problem was quantity. I came from a village, there was not even a middle school. So people traveled to Lahore. So now the problem is different. And the employer was government. Anybody with a BA degree would get a job. It's not so now. So in spite of universities being there, boys and girls are coming to Delhi, Bengaluru, Pune for studies because they get easy placement. And there is no campus placement in many of the universities. So we'll have to look into that, improving the standard part. But from our part, what we could do is that we have started the exercise of setting up hostels for these boys and girls who are studying outside Northeast. We have already acquired land in the JNU, and we are also trying for land in Delhi University. Bangalore we already have acquired. Then the next will be Pune. So that we could also, because otherwise, you know, staying as pay guests is quite difficult for them. Ajmal Saab also referred to crude oil industry and tourism. I mean, Mr. Riaw's reference to Nagaland Medical College, I have answered. And Pappu Yadav ji chale gaye, bada kavita mein ullekh tha unka. But I appreciate what he said in his own way. There is self-sufficient potential for Northeast. Rather, I am of the view that if all of us, regardless of our affiliations, earnestly work to develop these potentials, Northeast will on its own become a destination for whole of India. Owaisi साहब ने 7-8 सवाल रखे, वैसे उन्होंने कहा था 7, बट थे 8, तो वो चले गए। पहला उन्होंने कहा था कि ये मिनिस्ट्री कोऑर्डिनेटिंग है कि इम्प्लीमेंटिंग है, तो मैंने आई थिंक वी आर इम्प्लीमेंटिंग प्लस वी आर कोऑर्डिनेटिंग, वी आर ऑल्सो liaisoning, we go beyond our mandate. Even when there is an adversity, an earthquake, where disaster management has to go, we go, because they feel that the donor ministry will be knowing Northeast better. About second question was about Northeast industrial policy, which I have answered. NLCPR, about the remaining amount, प्रभात जी ने भी उसकी बात की है, उसका कुछ क्या संज्ञान लेना है वो हम सबके ध्यान में। हाँ, प्रहलाद सिंह। और डिले इन प्रोजेक्ट्स की बात हुई। एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में पिछले वर्ष की तुलना में ओवैसी साहब ने जो पूछा, हमने जो राशि थी जो एलोकेटेड और जो रिवाइज एस्टिमेट वो बढ़ाया है। फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ द रिवाइज एस्टिमेट लास्ट टाइम वाज 39,920 फॉर स्कूल एजुकेशन, इट इज दिस ईयर 4,351.15 crore. Though I don't claim that this is sufficient, but in our own way, whatever we could persuade the finance ministry, we had tried to, but we are conscious of this aspect. He has talked about the China project threat and the hydro projects, which I am sure the Home Ministry will look into. Mr. Rai has talked about bamboo. I have already, तेली साहब ने 3 कॉलेजेस की बात की, और एक बात जो छूट रही थी शायद हमसे, कि गडकरी साहब ने 33 करोड़ वहाँ के रोड्स के लिए रखा. In addition, Meghalaya and Arunachal have been brought on the rail map for the first time, and a broad gauge railway line has started operating to Agartala, which didn't happen earlier. पटरी बन गई थी, बटन नहीं था तब. DGP साहब ने बड़ी अच्छी बातें कही from his security experience also, and the monitoring of funds, and he says there could be a CAG monitoring, which I think we will place this suggestion before the concerned agencies if they could do that, so that this tendency of being liberal with these peripheral states sometimes leads to unwarranted pilferage as well. So in total, I think all that I can say is that with all the constraints that we face, we are trying to pursue it very seriously, and where we are short of funds, resources, we are trying to make up by our passion to serve. And well taken, sir, well taken. Thank you.
Okay.